What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me, but I just got home off of an early morning flight, right? First thing through the door, I want to see my family. I love my family. You know, I'm a family man. I'm an advocate for families, right? Second thing, I got to get that hot shower because I got to throw the threads on. The threads make me feel like $1,000,000, but the third thing through my mind and all throughout the trip is that I gotta have that Tej pack. Tej makes my life uncomplicated. It's uncomplicated skincare for men. The first way that I started specifically was their level 1 system. It's a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun. And a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Here's the thing. My favorite part about Tej Henley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really making the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin for men uncomplicated. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tej Henley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, you can pause and cancel at any time, and you get free shipping. And because Tej Henley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, right? Just click the first link in the description and you get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. It's an amazing deal. You got to get started today. You're not out here trying to look like a Dusty. And if you travel as much as I do, which I'm sure most people don't, but you know me, I'm pushing my bag chasers in order to be in the top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. We got to make our lives uncomplicated, and Tej Henley is no better product. You got to look good. You got to smell good. And you can't be looking like a Dusty. Make sure you get started today. Click the link in the description. Get that Tej pack. Feel the Tej, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. And everything it's okay. I'm not going to say that it's perfect. You know, I'm not going to say that everything is just absolutely phenomenal or anything like that, but it's okay. And the reason that it's okay is because regardless of what's going on, we always have a solution to whatever it is that we having a problem with. We'll get into that in a second. What's going on, family? I see some early super chatters is in the building. Shout out to my guy Mike Jones is in the building. He says, modern women trying to live up to Instagram status and reality TV saying they're entrepreneurs. But really, they're just broke, getting caught with $2 million of coke in a car. Harpo, what's going on in these streets? I heard about that, but I wanted to wait and get more details on that, and I had so many other things to cover, but that's definitely going. Mike, I plan on talking about that in tomorrow's show. I couldn't squeeze it into this one because I had so much to cover for this show, but I do plan on talking about that for tomorrow's show. I did hear about that. Thank you for the $50 super chat. I appreciate you, big dog. But I am out here in beautiful Miami, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe I can give y'all a little bit of a highlight of what's happening. Let me see. I don't know how much y'all gonna be able to see, but this is my view. That's my view. See all of that out there? That's the view. 360 view, so you got it on both sides. Let me see if I can change the audio really quickly. Give y'all a little bit of a tour. Yeah. Check it. All right, y'all can still hear me. So I'm going to try not to get too disconnected, but this is the tour. This is, obviously, we got the water out there. I'm in Miami, so you can see all of the buildings over that way. The design district is over that way. So you got a little bit of a view. Let me give y'all a little bit of a the trees and all of that over there. Play area, all of this over here. Got the swings. And then you got Miami Beach and all of that going that way. So if you go that way, you're actually going towards Miami Beach. You can see the airplanes flying over there. It's a vibe, right? And you know, we got the pools and all of that stuff here. So we here in Miami, y'all. We here in Miami. This is my home away from home. This is where I spend my winters. I love to be in the city. I'm not really a Miami Beach type. You see my glasses change colors because it's transitional. Let me switch back over my microphone. Somebody said you by Wynwood in Miami. Yeah, I'm over in Wynwood, or not Wynwood. I'm I'm right off of Biscayne, which is like the main street that lead right into Brickell. The design district is right up the streets, right up the street. And Wynwood is right up the street from the design district. So, and then Miami Beach is right down that way. So I'm here. I got the Lambo. And where is my keys anyway? Let me get my keys. You gotta know where my keys are. Alright, so we got the keys. So whenever I come down to Miami, I usually get the Lamborghini, and we here. So we here for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. If you guys have not watched the video that I dropped inside of the Patreon about marketing yourself effectively, then you are really missing out, because we're gonna be dropping supportive content that highlights. Oh man, who is a seagull person? Let them rock. They're not being disrespectful. But we drop all of the content that highlight how it is that you need to be able to market yourself effectively, because people don't know how to market themselves effectively, both in content, social media, they businesses, all of that. So we cover that. And then I got a video that's dropping tomorrow inside of the Patreon that adds a little bit more context and value to the video that I dropped yesterday on the Patreon. So if you're not a bag chaser, if you're not a Patreon member, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat for you to be. So let me turn on a little bit more light. I like my lighting. That's the one thing about going to different places and live streaming. Your lighting don't already be right. I got to head over to the dentist after this show, so that should be helpful. And then I can get a good night's sleep, because I did not get a good night's sleep last night. And I wound up running out to CVS to get me some Advil dual action. But I'll get into that shortly. So make sure that you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. We got a whole show for y'all today. Even though I am in excruciating pain still, we cook up, we don't miss, and we continue to rock out. So thank you for you guys that's continuing to do the work. Also, that's joining me. And we rocking out. We rocking out. So let's get into the show. Make sure you get your Teach Hanley. They got some new gifts. I'll be previewing those tomorrow. They got some new gifts for the people that sign up for Teach Hanley. I'm also shooting a new Teach Hanley commercial out here. So that should be awesome. And hopefully I can run into some people and collaborate with some of y'all. And then I can get a good night's sleep tonight. After I leave the dentist, I'm going to get a good night's sleep. I'm also going to be live streaming tonight on the Anton Daniels channel. Wednesday nights, I don't give a fuck about going to the dentist, all of that other type of stuff. We rocking. I got to go and pick Rita up from the airport because she's flying in. Because I always fly in, you know, my baby girl. And then we doing a live stream tonight on the Anton Daniels channel. So make sure that y'all tune in for that, because that's going to be really, really good. You know we get it in over there. All right, so let's get into the show. So last night, I'm riding through the streets because you guys know that I had to fly in after I took care of business, and then, you know, I landed and I got down here, and so, you know, they met me at the airport. They dropped me off the Lamborghini or whatever like that. And so as I'm riding through the streets, I check into my Airbnb, make sure everything is good, talk to Rita on the phone, and then I shoot out and I hit the streets, right? Now, let me tell you the interesting thing about the streets. The streets loves no one. I don't care where you at. I don't care if you're in Detroit. I don't care if you're in Miami, Los Angeles, Houston, New York, Baltimore, DC, wherever you are, the streets love no one. But one of the reasons why I decided to go and hit the streets is because I had to go and get me some Advil that was not packed in my bag. And so I had to go and pick me up this Advil in order to ensure that I even had a reasonable chance of getting at least a couple hours of sleep last night, right? But they got the CVS that's right down on Biscayne, and it's 24 hours, and so you go over there, right? And so obviously, I pull up to the CVS, I go in, I get my stuff, and in Miami, there is no shortage of women. No shortage of women, no shortage of opportunity. But the difference, though, is here in Miami, similar to some parts of LA, driving a Lamborghini is not like a big deal here. If you want to be a bigger fish in a smaller pond, then stay in smaller cities or cities where this is not just a regular part of the lifestyle. But it's Lamborghinis everywhere. It's Rolls Royces everywhere. It's McLarens everywhere. It's Benzes and S-classes and Porsches and all of that stuff everywhere. Obviously, it's not going to be as many as you're going to find some Malibus and stuff like that. But this type of stuff is normal here, right? It's not out of the ordinary. But it doesn't change the opportunities or the mindset of the women. And that's what y'all have to understand. And I'm going to help you to understand it right now, right? Because most women down here in Miami is really two types of women. It's the ones that were born here, and most of the time they have some level of Spanish. They speak with an accent. They live here and they are accustomed to the lifestyle. And if they're in the spaces that you usually are in, when you're driving these type of cars, they know what it is that they can get themselves into. And so they always looking for a come up, right? I'm not naive enough to believe that at 12 o'clock at night, somebody is approaching me based off of my personality. I'm realistic. I understand what the money do. I understand what the Rolex do. I understand what the cars do. I understand what all of that do, right? I get it. I know what's happening. Ain't no woman, no Spanish woman, no black woman, whatever it is, white woman, they all out here. Whatever you want, you can have them. They're not approaching you based off of your personality at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning going to get some Advil from the CVS. It's just a fact. But let me tell you the difference, though, right? So I go into the CVS. I go and pick up my Advil. It took me a little minute because I was in the, it was like a Sudafed aisle or whatever like that. The cold and sneeze, they got it in the same aisle as, the Advil and stuff like that. And I can feel like they watching me. I could feel like it was two women watching me, right? And they wasn't watching me on no like following you type of stuff, but they was paying attention to where you was at and where you was gonna be at, and they knew where to be in order for you to walk out the door, so that they can then, act like, oh man, we just ran into each other. Like, I'm keenly aware of what the fuck is going on. Like, I'm not oblivious. I didn't get to be 41 years old and get to be rich as fuck by being stupid. You know what I'm saying? But they were really, really beautiful and nice looking women. But another thing that my father and my mother always taught me is that nothing is out past 12 o'clock unless you are at a specific event. Overwhelmingly, the majority of the time, nothing is out past that time but the devil. Nothing is out there but the devil. Real talk, right? And so, of course, you go and they act like they run into you and they run their little game or whatever like that. And so, I don't trip. I'm not going to be an asshole or nothing like that. I'm cool with everybody. So if you run into me in the streets and somehow you figure out that you don't like me or something like that, that's got to be on you, because there's never been anybody that's ever met me in person that can say that they don't love me. But I'm cool. I'm tripping. I'm chilling or whatever. I get my little stuff, put in my little CVS number, shooting out. So we sitting out there having a conversation or whatever. We talk for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. And they're like, well, let's exchange information. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm chilling. Like, I got to, and I just brush it off. Like, I got a toothache. I'm just running out here. I got to get back or whatever. And so they're like, you sure? You know what I'm saying? Like, you sure you don't want to link up or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Nah, yeah, I'm sure. I'm cool. I'll holler at y'all. I go get in the car. I'm getting ready to drive off. It's a guy that pull up. He might have been like a football player or a basketball player or something like that. He don't look big enough to be a football player. But he was another black guy, but he was in a Rolls Royce, the Cullinan, the SUV, right? Same thing. Somehow, some way, when I'm pulling off, they having a conversation with him. So I just get curious, right? So I spin the block. And you know what the difference was between him and me? Is that when I spin the block and I come back through and I just ride past, I see him with his phone out, exchanging information, and his homie obviously got out the car and he's trying to talk to him too. How are y'all not aware? How are y'all not, especially dudes that get money? And obviously he looked a lot younger than me. He looked like he was in his late 20s or something like that. How do y'all not be keenly aware of female nature or the nature of women or how it is that you getting finessed? I don't understand that. I've never ever in my life, in my 40 plus years, 41 years of being on this earth, I've never ever in my life gotten finessed by a woman. Not out of no money, not getting caught up in no scandals, not fucking up my marriage, not fucking up my bag. The first thing that I think of, just inherently, I'm going to be absolutely honest before we get into the show. We about to dig into the show. The first thing that I think of, before I even think about the fact that I just don't really want to fuck around with you, I'm never taking you back to my place. You're not about to line me up. I don't trust you. Before even getting into the I don't trust you part, the first thing that I think of, contrary to popular belief, if we just being absolutely honest, it ain't even my wife. I love my wife. I ain't tripping off of her because I know that we gonna be married forever, and it ain't even on that type of time. I ain't even on that. I ain't on no, you know what I'm saying? I'm not on that. The first thing that I think of is, man, I get caught up with you. What my people gonna think about me? And when I say my people, I'm talking about you. I can't sit here and advocate for you guys to have dick discipline, and then I'm out here fucking around and fucking up the bag. The first thing that I think about, I'm going to read Super Chat shortly. Listen, you can say what y'all want to. You cannot like me. You cannot like the fact that I say what I say. You cannot like the fact that I say fuck your feelings and all of that. But the one thing that you can't say is that I don't live it. I absolutely believe that we have to be a reflection of, when in the marketing video that I just dropped inside of the Patreon, I emphasize that you have to become the thing that you then are preaching to other people. But if you not it, if you not him, if you not her, before you start giving out game and information as to how it is, whatever it is, good or bad, and I highlighted specific examples and all of that. So if you didn't watch that video inside of the Patreon, keep it moving. Seagull Rock says he loved to hear how I met my wife. Go back and watch some other videos or talk to some other people in the chat and they'll tell you. I have to be it. The first thing that comes to my mind, good or bad, if we just being absolutely transparent, is, man, you know what my people would think about me, what my friends, what my supporters, the people that love me every day, the people that contribute to the platform, my bag chasers, my people that I invest in. You know how many people work for me? You know what they would think about me if I'm just out here exercising no level of dick discipline and I start fucking with you? Man, I'm not about to mess up my life for no pussy. How y'all dudes just don't understand that? I don't get it. You know, I'm gonna go into a few different things on this live stream today, right? Because it's always a theme that usually pops out when we start having these conversations. And the theme of today is not whether or not guys are right or wrong. Because even in this Travis Rudolph, I think that's his name, case, man, don't you see that this dude got lined up by aligning himself with the wrong type of people, the wrong type of women? Man, listen. I'm never gonna fuck up a bag for no pussy. For my fellas out there, she ain't worth it, bro. Especially no randoms that y'all picking up at 12 o'clock at night in front of the CVS. Hey, shout out to my man that was in the Cullinan. I've recognized his ability to hustle and get his bag, but apparently this dude has no discipline. No discipline whatsoever. I don't see how y'all dudes are still getting lined up. 90% of the times, dudes don't just fumble the bag just based off some fumbling jump. It's always a woman at the forefront of a dude getting arrested, getting messed up on his money, getting fucked up, getting killed, something. It's almost 90% of the time a dude put himself in a position of getting taken care of, getting lined up. In the same way that we tell women that we have to hold them accountable for who it is that they open up their legs to, because guys is gonna do what guys is gonna do. If he a dude that don't give a fuck about you and all he want to do is bust you down, it's gonna be 100 of them that's gonna shoot the shot at you. You have to be the one line of defense by not opening up your legs to him. A million dudes should be able to talk to you, and you should not open your legs to one of them. That's the barrier to entry in order to ensure that the community is successful. You are the one line of defense. And in the same way, it's the guys. If your money and all of your employees and people are dependent on you in order to level up and be great, there's a greater responsibility that comes along with people being successful, which is why being a bag chaser is not just about getting money. Being a bag chaser is becoming the best version of yourself, understanding that the money, the success, the relationships, the networking, the marriages, whatever, it all comes along with it. There's too many people depending on you. It's too many people depending on me in order to continue. Look, let me say this one thing and then we're going to get it popping. I get a lot of smoke, right? I get a lot of people. There's a lot of people that want to see me fail. And you know why they want to see me fail? Because I'm Teflon Ton. Because I've never been arrested. I've never cheated. I've never found myself in a negative position. I don't fumble bags. I've been raised from a good family. I'm the thing. I'm black, the black community and modern women's worst nightmare, because I am the thing that removes all of the excuses. I was born in the hood, all of this other type of stuff. I'm the thing that removes all of the excuses as to why you can't be successful. And a lot of these people want to lean on that in order to justify their position in life. That's why they want to say, oh man, it's the system that held me down. It's racism, reparations, all of this other type of stuff. Men can't be faithful or whatever. How can a man hold me accountable? He not even married. I'm all of those things. And because I don't have a felony, because I have not been arrested, because I am a man that takes care of my family and all of that, I become public enemy number one to the very people that you're trying to help. And so with all of the little hit pieces and reaction videos and the lies that's being spit out against me on a regular basis, I don't trip about it because I know it just rolls off because we all know the truth. We all know what the real is. And so with that comes a higher level of responsibility, because it's one thing for people to say something and assume, but it's another thing for them to say it and it be true. It's one thing for people to say something and they just feel a certain type of way about you. That's cool. They can say whatever the fuck they want to say. But it's another thing for them to say it and then be able to confirm it because it's true. And so with a greater level of visibility, money, responsibility, people that love you, you pouring into people, you have to be above reproach. They said negative things about Jesus. They said negative things about Martin Luther King. They said a lot of things. They can assume, but it doesn't mean it is true. But it's one thing for that to happen, and it's another thing for them to actually be able to confirm it. So whenever you become successful, and this is to all of my guys out here that's looking for money, you want to be great, you want to be visible, understand that it comes with a level of discipline that most people cannot handle. You have a greater responsibility to the people that then depend on you, or the ones that's coming after you, in order to hold yourself to a higher standard. You cannot ever, not one time, no mistakes, no fumbling, no getting fucked up, no out here in the streets on some dumb shit. If they say whatever they want to say about you, if they call you names, if they want to say, oh man, they could say that shit. That's just their feelings. But you always are supposed to be above reproach. Never get caught up in no bullshit. Stay above that shit, man. All right? Let me read some of these super chats and then we're going to get started with the show. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Classy Beat says hashtag free Travis, free Travis. Ian, shout out to Ian, says, good talk yesterday. Raw, unfiltered, needed that. Making the necessary changes. Shout out to Ian. Shout out to all of the Patreon members and the Bag Chasers. I appreciate you. Wyatt says, it's nothing but 7-Eleven and some legs. And some bad legs. Half of them, man, them chicks be dirty out there. I'll be honest with you. She let you hit, she gonna let anybody hit. Anybody can bust that down. Shout out to F.A. Brown, says, what up, Anton? Salute to the Bag Chasers. Just paying my tithes for the day. Appreciate you for the 20 ball. Hope you're feeling better, and the best of luck to your dentist appointment today. P.S. My name is announced Fa, not Faye. Ja Morant or Ja Rule with the F. All right, I got you. Fa Brown. Shout out to Fa Brown. I appreciate you for the 20 ball. Wyatt says, you the damn blueprint. I'm going to try. I'm definitely going to try to be everything that I advocate for other people to be. I never want to tell y'all anything that I'm not doing myself, and so that's why we live it. We don't talk about it, we live it, and then when we talk about it, it's just the cherry on top. All right? Thank y'all. Let's get started with the show. All right. First things first. Chicago. Welcome to the front of the congregation. I heard that Brendan, what is his name? Brandon Johnson is feeling a certain type of way. Oh, we got a good show lined up for y'all today. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. Also, make sure that you tap into that Teach pack. They got a whole new gift bag for us. So anybody that's ordering Teach Hanley right now and you messing with something else, you missing out on Teach because they gave me the special. I'm going to actually show you some of the stuff that they're going to be sending us when you get your new Teach subscription. If you have not already got your Teach subscription, that link is in the description. Don't mess with nobody else's Teach. Let's rock out with Teach here. And then again, I dropped the video inside of the Patreon yesterday, and then I'm going to confirm. I'm going to support additional content with additional content inside of the Patreon. Let's get it. The Chicago mayor is feeling some type of way. I want to share with y'all a video or a couple different videos of what it is that you guys are facing out here in Chicago. And then we're going to deep dive into it. So shout out to the Chicago mayor. I heard he wanted to run in the Victim Olympics, and so we're going to bring him to the front of the congregation and have a conversation. Hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. Let's get it popping, y'all.
Well, good morning. Both the mayor and the interim police superintendent say they want to take a more focused look at the crime here in Chicago.
And that's what we're working on. Getting to know those areas that we need to focus on, getting to know those blocks even that we need to focus on.
Chicago has suffered a great deal of pain, and all of us have experienced that pain for a very long time in Chicago. And it's one of the motivations that led me to this office.
The response
Suber, send me that article. Send me that article, Suber. So here's the thing. The Chicago mayor, and this is going to get a little bit more spicy, so go ahead and buckle up, y'all. The Chicago mayor is addressing, hashtag addressing the criticisms that people are levying against him and what's going on inside of the city after the weekend, the previous weekend, the Memorial Day weekend. It had 50 plus shootings, including a 2-year-old all the way up into a 77-year-old. Wild, I know. Absolutely wild. Meanwhile, he was on a tour, on a picnic tour, instead of shoring up the resources in order to ensure crime is stopped so that you make it safer for businesses to come into the city. Economics 101. And he's now levying criticism after another bloody weekend in which dozens of people allegedly had succumbed to gun violence again in Chicago. Let's continue. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to definitely be reading Super Chats throughout the show.
coming after 10 people were killed over the weekend, with 36 more injured in shootings. At least a dozen more were shot yesterday.
Look at the scene right there, first of all, y'all. Look at the scene. They talk about killing in Chicago like it's a third world country. Like it's just normal. Killing in Chicago is like breathing. The better story would be, or the more explosive story is if there was one weekend where nobody got shot, nobody killed in Chicago, that would just absolutely blow our minds. Like, it's so normal to see shell casings, caution tape, and police surroundings and blue and red lights around you in these videos. Just 10 people just randomly killed in Chicago. Just randomly shot. 10. After a 50+ weekend on Memorial Day weekend, they holidays is killing holidays. How can the mayor have any criticism for people that criticize leadership inside of a liberal city that is really a third world country? How can he sit here and have anything to say except for we got to do better?
Today with one deadly shooting. Officers say last night around 7, a shot spotter notification sent police to the 5900 block of South Ashland. Police there found one man shot in the arm in a car leaving that shooting scene. Police claim someone in that car fired shots at a marked squad car. That car crashed a short time later in the 5900 block of South Wells. 5 people were taken into custody. 2 of them, according to police, had been shot, one in the chest. It's unclear where the other man had been shot. Police report they did not fire any shots during the incident.
Is this a Rambo movie? Yo, honestly, this sounds like a Sylvester Stallone Expendables or a Arnold Schwarzenegger Commando movie. This sounds insane. This literally sounds insane.
Mayor Johnson campaigned on taking a holistic approach to fighting crime, which included adding more detectives to the ranks, working with faith and community leaders, as well as reopening trauma centers and mental health centers. The mayor responded to those critical of his early approach to trying to get control of the violence in the city.
I think it's important that we're reflective about our approach towards public safety. What I find disingenuous is where were these individuals when schools were being shut down and closed?
What? What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Listen to this guy.
Do they have a critique then?
And one alderman reminded reporters yesterday that we still have 12 weeks of summer to go, so the city really needs to reassess its strategy for.
It's going to be a bloody summer in Chicago. Let's continue because he wasn't done there. He gave a speech to galvanize the people. You just got to laugh at some of this stuff, man. It's so funny.
We're not going to allow the press or the media to dictate who our young people are. And
speaking to a group of business leaders today, Mayor Johnson took aim at the quote-unquote media, although he didn't say who he was specifically referring to.
Our political editor Mike Flannery joins us now with more on this. Mike?
Well, here's a fuller version of what the mayor said, so that you can understand what he was referring to there after he said that jobs were his #1 priority.
The #1 priority in Chicago should be getting tougher on crime. And it's all a trickle-down effect. Get tougher on crime, then businesses would want to invest in the communities because then they will see an opportunity for them to actually make money and not have sky-high insurance rates. If you get tougher on crime and then you fix your schools, everything else follows.
that's the best thing that you can offer to the people of Chicago. Not criticism, not demonization, not a city that is divided over whether or not young people should be seen or heard. We're not going to allow the press or the media to dictate who our young people are. In fact, I'll say it again. If you don't live in Chicago and you're not offering up solutions, stop talking about us.
Nope. Nope. Let me tell you exactly what we're going to do. He sounds like a modern woman. He sounds just like these modern women, these single baby mamas that be giving advice on the internet every day about who it is that black men are and how it is that they should move. They'll sit there and tell passport bros, no, don't go where you celebrate it. Don't go where you celebrate it. Go where we can continue to hold you accountable for things that we're doing in our own community. Come and hang out with us and offer us up a solution. Man, you're not about to get me killed. I am going to criticize you. Listen, you might be, Brendan Johnson, worse than Lori Lightfoot. And that's saying something. You might be worse than Lori Lightfoot. We bringing shaming back into the media. The beautiful thing about social media today is what can you do about it? It ain't that you're going to allow anything. You cannot allow anything. We're going to say whatever we want to say. And when we see 50 plus people getting killed over the weekend and they look like us, and then 10 more people shot the next weekend and they look like us, it's not the media. We just reacting to the results. Listen, if there was nothing to react to and everything, you don't see me reacting to what's going on in Iowa or Boise, Idaho. Detroit, Baltimore, Chicago, Los Angeles, Houston, you on a chopping block. You on a chopping block.
Now, you all know I'm sanctified. I really wanted to cuss there, but I was raised better.
Nothing like a good sanctified, saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost joke to go in there and galvanize the people and the business leaders of tomorrow.
The facts are that 10 killings last weekend were the most in 5 years during the first weekend of June, and a few days earlier, Memorial Day weekend was the bloodiest in 8 years. Now, Mayor
the bloodiest in 8 years. That's how they inaugurated you.
Johnson was sworn in on May 15th. A city council member that Johnson and the Chicago Teachers Union tried unsuccessfully to defeat in the last election told me he's optimistic that the mayor's actual anti-crime policies will be more pragmatic than his rhetoric.
We're not going to defund the police. All that stuff is campaign rhetoric. If we don't have public safety, then the resident...
Campaign rhetoric. It's all campaign rhetoric. The very things that they promise when they get elected, it's all campaign rhetoric, AKA they lie to you.
Of Chicago are not going to feel safe, and ultimately it's going to impact economic development.
Now, I did reach out to the mayor's office asking which specific press or media outlets the mayor was criticizing there. If we do get a response, we'll let you know on our later broadcast. We'll have more.
So, shout out to Brendan Johnson, off to a much worse start than Lori Lightfoot, who I like to affectionately refer to as Beetlejuice. And shout out to the people of Chicago that continue to elect their officials based off of campaign rhetoric and lies and talking points that don't actually help the community. You guys deserve everything that you have coming to you. Shout out to you. We gonna stay on your neck. And every time that I see a story that absolutely does not align with where it is that we both supposed to be going as a community or as a people, I will highlight it. I will bring it to the front of the congregation, and there's nothing that you can do to stop me. All right, let me get to some of these super chats, and then we're going to get it popping. Purple Haze says, Anton, I sent you an email with an EYL podcast video with Mary J. Maybe you can use it on your Wednesday night show on relationships. What did she say? I'm wondering what she said. Purple Haze, let me know what she said. Send me a follow-up email of a timestamp and a little bit of what it is that she was communicating about. May be interesting. Shout out to my dog Ash is in the building with the 100 ball. Says AD speaking facts. During my 23 years in the military prior to retirement, I never dated or buzzed down females in the military because they were close to my money. Same story with all of the dudes that has been able to level up without having any kind of problems whatsoever in their life. They never let any woman that's close to the money affect what it is that they got going on. Why would you be out here having sex and interacting with women that are for the streets that can have an impact on your money? Shout out to Ash. He says, because they were too close to my money, I witnessed a lot of military men got charged with sexual harassment and assault due to buyer's remorse. We don't fuck up the money. Shout out to Ash for the 100 ball. I appreciate you for continuing to support the platform, my friend. Bam Bam Lynch says, always made sure to carry myself to a higher standard. Married my high school sweetheart. It's a lot of us out here that's doing some great things. We're going to have a talk tonight on Wednesday. Married my high school sweetheart, raised our family, owned 2 businesses, and retired my wife. sound very much like what it is that we got going over here. Shout out to all of my bag chasers. Shout out to all of the Patreon members. Shout out to everybody that contributes to the platform. We all doing great things. Shout out to Bam Bam. We don't get enough love. Get Out Your Feelings says, Anton, did you ever see the Umar Johnson, Jesse Lee Peterson debate on Fox Soul? It's 2 years old, but the subject matter is still relevant to things you discuss. Hey, send me that. Send me that. I love to review that. Thank you for the fireball. Brock says, dude got me rolling. In other words, he said, yeah, I know the city is effed up, but don't talk about us. We identify as victims. Thank you, Brock, for holding me down. Also, shout out to Mike, that dude, for adding value. And it was somebody else that had looked out. I can't find it. I'm going to have to, I'm going to find that and I'm going to make sure that I highlight for y'all. Everybody that contributes to the platform, can y'all please get the likes up, because the likes is absolutely anemic. And I do this show and I be cooking up every single day. Every single day I cook up and add so much value into your lives. I'm not going to wait for you to say it. I add so much value into your lives. And all I ask you to do, because I appreciate what's going on, but all I ask y'all to do is to hit a like for the YouTube algorithm and turn on your notifications. All right, so Travis Rudolph. Now, I haven't covered this because it's a lot and the case is still going on. And usually what I like to do is I like to talk about stuff after the verdict, because I like to break it down after having all of the facts and everything like this. But you guys have been asking me to address this and everything like that. So Travis is accused of killing a man in Florida, all right, in April 2021, which was basically 2 years ago. The former Florida State University and New York Giants wide receiver tried to claim a stand your ground defense in the first-degree murder trial. So Florida, we all know the stand your ground law. But here's the question that we really have to ask ourselves as we have in this conversation. What role did women play in him basically getting arrested, messing up his career and messing up his life, regardless of whether he was free or not, regardless of whether or not he get off, regardless of whatever happened in this trial? What role? That's the bigger thing that I'm trying to concern myself with, is because how did we find ourselves in this situation in the first place? It's not enough to just look at it and say, well, is he innocent or is he guilty? Because he's already messed up for the rest of his life, whether he go to jail or not, because he'll never be able to make the type of money that he could have made. He'll never have the type of life that he could have had. And basically what they saying is that he had gotten into a fight with his girlfriend at his house in West Palm Beach, and it escalated when 4 men confronted him at his home, okay? It said he grabbed a gun and then he shot at the group as they ran off. Got into a fight with his girlfriend at his house. When you remove the bullshit, you ain't even got to deal with it. At the center of 90% of men who fall on their sword, whether you arrested or you fumbled a bag, at the center of it is a woman that you should not have even had in your presence in the first place. And y'all telling me in the chat that she was married. At the center of every man, guilty or not guilty, is always a woman that should have never been in your presence in the first place. Why do y'all have these ratchet hoes around y'all, spend an extended amount of time around y'all? But I want to play his testimony, and I want to get into it. So make sure, again, these likes isn't, please don't make me go to a Teach commercial. Please don't make me go to a Teach commercial just because y'all have not hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. Make sure you get your Teach, 30% off your first order, and plus we got some additional new gifts that Teach is sending out. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I do not want to get y'all with the Teach commercial, but I will. I definitely will hit y'all with the Teach commercial without even thinking twice. Without even thinking twice, I will hit you with the Teach. All right? I do want you to get your Teach pack, but I don't want to overwhelm you. But if we have to take an interlude just because y'all haven't hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, that's going to be a problem. All right? So let's go ahead and get into the show. I'm going to expect for y'all to actually do that while we playing this.
And what happens when you get inside?
When I go inside the house, Dominique's standing up with my phone in her hand, and she asked me, who's Kyla?
Kyla?
Yes.
K-A-Y-L-A?
No, K-Y-L-A.
K-Y-L-A, okay. And who's Kyla? Who is she?
That was a friend that I met in Tallahassee.
Okay, so if this woman is married, like y'all telling me in the chat, because obviously when this jury trial is over, we're going to mine out this whole thing. Shout out to the lead attorney. He is doing a phenomenal job of watching this and breaking it down. That's my guy. If this woman is married, why is she even in a position to question what is in his phone in the first place? But apparently y'all saying it's his ex-girlfriend. Cool. We gonna continue down this path. Let's continue.
And what was she asking? Why was she asking who's Kyla?
From my knowledge, she went through my phone and she seen me and Kyla texting each other.
What was her attitude like?
You say what now?
What was her attitude like?
I could tell she was mad.
Oh, how can you tell?
It's just how she asked it, and then like I went to like try to reach for my phone, and she like kept it away from me, so I can tell she was mad.
Right. And what did you say when she asked you who Kyla was?
So she going through his phone. He dealing with a chick that he not even supposed to be dealing with in the first place. He's single because he ain't married. Remember, the same standards apply. Either you're single or you're married. He's single. He ain't married. She going through his phone getting jealous. She married. And now she trying to figure out who this other chick is that he's talking to. It ain't your business. It's whoever it is that I want to talk to.
I told her, let's go in the room and talk, because I knew my brother was going to.
And legally separated don't mean anything to me. You still married. You got a whole nother dude's name on your last name.
Come inside like shortly after me. So I was like, let's just go in the room and talk.
You didn't want your brother in your business?
Correct.
What did all hell break loose then?
Yes.
Tell us what happened, please.
So the next thing that happened was basically we go in the room. She still was asking me who Kyla was, and then she FaceTimed her. And when she
How did she do that? On your phone?
Yes, on my phone.
Your phone was working?
Yes, it was working at this time.
When she FaceTimed her, what did she do?
She angled the phone to where as if it's just me that called her. And
these hoes is crazy and they sneaky. So basically what he's saying is she went through his phone and she realized that whatever, he had another chick. Cool. So it ain't no crime. It ain't no crime for a dude to have another chick on the side, but obviously you're going to be dealing with whatever you're going to be dealing with. All right. And then she did the FaceTime. So she hit him with the, hey, she hit him with that. She FaceTimed her, and then she put it on him to see what the response is going to be. So she was asking for trouble. She was asking for it. She was trying to create a fight. She was trying to create a situation. If you in a space, let me say this, ladies, if you are in a space where you think that a dude is not moving according to however it is that you want him to move, you shouldn't even be there in the first place. If you don't trust him, then don't sit here and start a fight with him. Just get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Because she never planned on leaving anyway. You know why? Because he's Travis Rudolph. Wide receiver. West Palm Beach, Florida.
Basically, she had it set up, and I guess she was looking for answers or something. And me and Kyla had a short, brief conversation. And then after that, she was like, you ain't shit.
So, first of all, I'm not the type of nigga that's built for anybody to take my phone and then tell me what it is that I'm going to do. And I'm going to be having conversations while you holding the phone in my face like this and shit. I am not the type of nigga that you going to be... I ain't never doing that. Shout out to Tech Geek. I appreciate you. Definitely going to be reading that super chat. I am not the type of dude that you going to be holding no phone in front of my face, FaceTime, and trying to discover whether or not I'm cheating on you or not. Where they do that at? Where they do that at? I wish you would put the phone up to my face. I'd slap that phone out and put you out. I'm not about to be sitting there having a... But... Fuck around and found out. Fuck around and found out. Okay, let's continue.
Dominique said that, I'm saying.
And also, let me add in one more thing. You can tell he not lying. You listen, you call him an asshole, say that he cheated, whatever it is that you want to say, but he's not lying. Conversely, which is much different than what she was looking like on the stands, you can tell that this dude is telling the truth. He looked defeated. He understand that, yeah, I was a simp. I was out there talking to my phone and all of this other type of stuff. He not lying.
Did she hang up the phone, or did she let you?
Yes, the phone hung up.
She hung up.
Yes.
She was testing you to see who Kyla was?
Yes.
Why'd you even participate in this?
I mean, like I say, it wasn't nothing to hide. And I was just like, all right, you want to go do that, pretty much.
But then again, he probably was letting it play out because he like, well, maybe this is the opportunity for you to just leave and get the fuck out, and I ain't got to worry about you no more. I don't know. But ain't no woman ever going to put no phone up to my face talking about talk to her.
Okay. So you figured no big deal?
Yeah, no big deal.
At the end of it?
No, it wasn't.
What happened then?
So after she said, you ain't shit, I asked her, I was like, you doing all this? Let me see your phone. And that's
what a turn of events.
when she started spazzing out. She started hitting me.
Shout out to James Brown. I'm going to be reading that shortly.
Hit me on my head. And
how was she hitting you?
hard. Like, she was like trying to hurt me.
Why don't you hit her back?
I mean, I don't believe in hitting females. My mom.
Hey, I like this lawyer. He said, why you ain't hit her back? Equal rights deserves equal lefts, in my opinion. Let me say that again. Equal rights deserves equal lefts, in my opinion.
Mom always told me that if you ever get to the point that you want to put your hands on a female, just leave her. Just leave the situation.
And are you defending yourself, like blocking her, or what are you doing?
Yeah, blocking her. Like, basically balling up pretty much because I knew she was mad. So at that time, I took it as like maybe I deserved it because she seen me texting her.
You deserve to get hit?
I mean, that's how I took it, I guess.
Yeah, because he was fucking on another chick, so he was taking an L, and he was letting her get her mad energy off, and you never gonna put your hands on me. But neither here nor there. Basically, his mother taught him how to be a simp, and she had no respect for him because I don't care what happens, you keep your fucking hands to yourself. But we seeing this. The one thing that we can say he is simp. We can say that he shouldn't have been fucking with her in the first place. All of this other type of stuff. You can't say that he lying. You can't say that he lying.
Because that's, like I said, it was just a respect thing at that time. So I just felt like, well, she felt like I was texting this girl, and that's disrespectful. So.
How about on Valentine's Day? Do you think you deserve to get hit then too?
No, not that time.
Why don't you just leave
Not
her
that
alone?
time.
Like I said, I love hard, so her good outweighed the bad. That's just what it was.
Thought.
Yes.
All right, so she's hitting you and using any objects or just her hands?
Well, actually, before she hit me, I forgot to say this point. She threw my phone and just broke it.
Where'd she throw it, against something?
She threw it on the ground. I had this tile floor, and she threw it.
Your bedroom?
Yes.
And did you pick up your phone?
Yeah.
I don't think nobody is blocked that I know of. So if you can type in a chat, her body tag, because I can see your thing in the chat. Might be just something wrong with YouTube or how it is that you got to set up with YouTube. But she threw his phone on the floor, tore his stuff up, destruction of property. You in my crib, tearing my stuff up, and then now I got to subject myself to your rage. Okay.
Yes, I picked it up and man, you really just broke my phone. And
how do you know it was broke?
I looked at it, the screen cracked, it's black and everything. You can't even open it.
You couldn't see the screen at all? No light would come out?
No.
You know if it was still receiving calls?
No, I don't know. I didn't think it was receiving calls because it's broke. You can't even see the phone.
You shut it off, or there was no way to do that?
No, there's no way to do that because how this iPhone set up, you gotta press one of the side buttons and then a volume button, and then you gotta swipe.
Reading super chat shortly. Shout out to Spaces.
On the screen, so
you couldn't do that at the time?
No.
All right, so what happens after she breaks your phone? Do you hit her or does she hit
No,
you?
that's when she started like hitting me and everything. And then in the midst of that, she had like.
It wasn't enough for her to throw your stuff and break your stuff. Now she got to start putting her hands on you. I don't understand this thing with black women. Why do black women feel compelled to be able to put their hands on men? I can't figure it out for the life of me. Why? Who taught y'all that that was okay? When did that become culturally okay for y'all to put y'all hands on men? I don't care what is happening. I don't care if you right. I don't care if he right. I don't care if you wrong. I don't care if he wrong. I don't understand for the life of me why y'all feel compelled to put y'all hands on people. Why do y'all do that? Why do y'all take people's stuff and tear it up? And that right there, it's a lot of things that I can tolerate. It's a lot of things that I'm willing to deal with. The thing that I'm not willing to deal with is you keep your goddamn hands. The very threat of the response, if you put your hands on me, is going to be enough to keep you from putting your hands on me. And it's not enough dudes. It's too many of y'all out here telling women, my mom, I would never hit you, or my mom. No, she needs to understand that there's the threat that if you put your hands on me, I will defend myself. And not only will I defend myself, I will defend myself vigorously. Vigorously. And if she understands that, then she's going to think twice, or she's going to completely remove the possibility that she can throw your stuff, that she can put your hands on you. Man, my chick ain't never gonna put her hands on me. She never have, she never will, she ain't built like that. Man, I'm not about to sit here and de-escalate with you. I will beat your ass if you put your hands on me. Flat out, I will defend myself because I feel like my life is in danger. And if you put a finger on me, it's over. I'm just gonna tell you, listen, y'all can say what y'all want to say. Anton like to kick girls in the titty. You goddamn right. If you put a hand on me,
Picked up a trophy and like hit me on the top of my head with it.
Did she hit you full force or was it partial force?
Yes, it was full force.
Did you get injured or not really?
No, I didn't get injured because I pretty much braced for it. I seen it coming.
Did you try grabbing her and stopping her, or what'd you do?
Yeah, I tried to grab her. Like, after she did, I'm like, Dominique, stop. And then she put a trophy down. And then that's when she got her stuff and she was like walking out of my room.
Did she act like she was injured and she couldn't hit you or anything, or she pretty strong at that point?
Yeah, she's pretty strong.
Did you ever hold?
And these women is big now too, bro. They ain't the little small petite ones no more that can't hurt you. These women is big. Like, they big and strong, and they like fucking linebackers. They eat different. They got these GMOs in their food, man.
Hold her hostage and tell her she can't leave your room and block her from leaving?
No, not at all.
Did you start raising your voice during this time period?
Yes, because she's like, fuck you, broke ass bitch, and you a fuck nigga, and all things like that.
And terrible things.
You know he telling the truth because that is the black woman starter kit, regardless if it's true or not. And you know he telling the truth. That is the black woman. They need to have me in the court. I'm gonna be like, yep, that's the truth. I'm gonna be the lie detector. I don't even need no equipment. Oh yeah. I know that's what she said. Fuck you, broke ass. That's exactly what. Fuck you, you broke ass bitch. You ain't shit anyway. And you know she twisted her neck, snatching your dreams. I'ma go and get my brother. I'ma go and get my uncle. I'ma get somebody to fuck you up. That's what they say. The black woman, I'm tired of you. Starter kit, snatching your dreams out the air, twisting her neck, and saying what she ain't gonna do. Fuck you, you broke ass nigga. That's why your dick little anyway. And all of that shit. That is, oh man, this is the most credible witness of the case by far. That's why I thought you was gay. Gay, broke, little dick. All of them can be 1,000% false. 1,000%. That's why your dick game ain't good. Bitch, you lie. You's a lie, and the truth ain't in you. Broke. This we see women do this online all the time. Broke, little dick, gay. That is the black woman assault starter kit. The black woman assault starter kit. That dude is not lying.
Yes.
Did you start saying some terrible things back to her?
Yes, I was saying things back to her.
Why
What did
were
you say?
doing that?
I mean, cause I'm obviously frustrated that it even got to the point where she broke my phone. Like,
I want to see what he said back to her.
it's one thing that you're hearing me, but you broke my phone. Like, I don't think that was right.
Did the fight spill out of the room?
Yes.
And what happened after that?
I thought she was leaving, but when she came out my room, she makes a right. That'll be where my living room is, and she goes to my PlayStation 4.
Oh.
And picks it up and slams it and breaks.
She went for the gusto. Women know that for overwhelming majority of the guys, it's not enough to just break your phone, because Apple ensure that they're gonna give you another phone. All right, you got coverage, you got Apple Care Plus, you good on that, and your stuff is backed up to the cloud. So as soon as you get a new phone, it's just gonna download. Shout out to Wyatt. I'm definitely gonna be reading that super chat shortly. But boy, when they really want to go for your heart, they're going to go for your gaming system. The Xbox and the PlayStation 4, they're going to go for your gaming system. This hoe is a terrorist. This chick is a terrorist. She's looking for the thing that can hurt him the most because she has nothing against him. Because that ain't your man. That ain't your husband. Just get the fuck out.
Fix that.
Did the police ever take that or take pictures of it, to your knowledge?
Not to my knowledge, no.
It was completely smashed?
Correct.
Did you try stopping her, or you couldn't?
Nah, she beat me to it. Like, she did it fast at that moment. So
she beat you
fully
too?
Recovered, in your opinion, from whatever?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Where was Daryl or DJ at this point?
When a dude say most definitely, he ain't say yes. Yes, sir, no, sir. He said most definitely. That nigga ain't told one lie on the stand today. He has not told one lie. Not one. Not one lie today.
I think after the PlayStation was smashed, that's when he came out the door and was like watching us.
Out of his room?
Yes.
He's already in the house at this point?
Yes.
So, to the best of your knowledge, what happens after the PlayStation gets broken?
After the PlayStation gets broken, me and her going back and forth at each other. I'm saying things to her, she's saying things to me.
How about physical force?
Not at that time.
Horrible things just
just horrible things being said. And she's walking out, I'm following her. And then I remember us being outside at one point.
Did you ever tell her to leave?
Yes, I did tell her to leave. I don't remember, I just remember I told her to leave.
In the house?
Nah, he told her to get the fuck out of my house. And she was calling him broke. Trying to put all of his financial business out there.
Probably, I don't know.
Stained.
Where did you ask her to leave? Do you remember?
I can't recall.
How about your brother? Did he ever ask her to leave?
Yes, he did.
When was that?
I would say that was probably like after the fact. When you see like on the doorbell cam when she was hitting me and stuff and he got in between us. He was like, Dominique, just leave.
So let's talk about that. How did y'all wind up going outside?
She was on the process of leaving and I was following behind her, still yelling at her. She's yelling at me. Right. And then I remember I told her, go back inside and get her bottle. And when I went back to...
That's his one mistake. Go back inside and get your bottle. She probably was drinking Ciroc, Hennessy. It's a stronger possibility that it's Hennessy. Go get your bottle, man. She drinking Henny. Shout out to Blaze Skywalker. I'm going to be reading Super Chat shortly.
The door. I basically tried to open the door. The door was locked. So that's how we got to that point.
Brother locked you guys out?
Yes.
Tired of it?
Smart brother.
All right. Does he open the door for you?
Yes, he opened the door.
What we saw in the video, is that what happened?
Yes.
All right, what happens when y'all get inside?
She goes and grabs her bottle, and at that time, my brother's still in between us.
I want to know what kind of bottle it was. I'm gonna need the prosecution or whoever this attorney is that's cross-examining him, his attorney. I'm gonna need him to tell me what kind of bottle it is, so we can, because all context matters.
And she's going outside, and I go back outside, still yelling at her, going back and forth.
Yelling back at you?
Yes.
Any more physical violence at this point?
No, not at that point.
What happens then?
And then after that, I remember right before she got to her car, I told her she's just mad because Kyla looks better than her and her body looks better than her naturally.
This man is telling the truth. He's telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth. He says you just mad because that girl look better than you and she got a better body than you and she do things that you can't physically even possibly imagine doing because she knows yoga. That's what he said. You just mad, man, because this girl look better than you and she got better head than you and her body better than yours and she cuter than you and she more flexible than you and I fucked her yesterday. He destroyed that hoe. That's why he in jail. That is the very reason why he in jail. He not in jail for no other reason than to saying that one statement right there. That one statement is why she went and got her friends and her brothers or whatever it is. That one statement is why he in jail. That right there.
And I sent her into a rage. She came back. My brother, he's like,
sent her into a rage. That's what he said. It sent her into she blacked the fuck out after he said that to her.
Pushing me back type thing, but she went back to where these like the palm tree, it has bricks around it, and I was like near my car, so she went back and she had grabbed a brick and she went to pick it up as if she was gonna throw it at my car. And
did she throw it?
No, she didn't throw it. Me and my brother got there in time to get the brick from out of her hand.
All right, and what happened?
She lost it at that point. It was over. It was over. Once you told her that you don't look as good as the other chick and her head is better than yours and she do yoga, that's it. That's it. It's done. That relationship is done. It's nothing that you can do to come back from that. That hoe is in a rage. She blacked out. She not even her no more. It ain't no Snickers you can give her. She's not her no more.
And after you guys got the brick from her hand?
After that, she was still swinging on me.
Look, there's women in the chat saying that even pissed them off. Look at Sandy. Sandy said that even pissed me off. I'm telling you, that's the one thing that black women can't take. Whatever, man. You just mad because she look better than you. Ooh-wee. And he not wrong. You can't say he wrong for that because she just threw his PlayStation and broke his phone.
Well, that she started swinging on me, and then she like took the bottle that I believe it was in her purse, and she took the bottle and she like hit me on my head with it.
Tequila bottle?
Yes, the Patron bottle.
I knew it.
Where?
Any Patron, Casamigos, all of that. Patron, the black, that man ain't told one lie. He has not told one lie on the stands. Not one. Everything he's saying, I confirm it. I wasn't there, but I know it's true. Everything he's saying is true. She got the whole black woman starter kit. Grab your phone, FaceTiming the girl. You ain't shit. That's why you broke. Got the Patron bottle. Throwing shit. Go in there, break his PlayStation. Listen. Every man, 75% in America has experienced some level of trauma like this. 75%, I'm not one of them. 75% of men in America have experienced a level of trauma like this. 75%. Ladies, 75% of men in America have experienced a level of PTSD. It's still having withdrawals because of stuff that they experience like this.
Where did she hit you on the head? Do you remember?
It was like on my right side because she was like in the right in front of me and to the right of me. So
top of your head?
Yes, the top of my head. Right.
Well, show us approximately where it was. So.
Like in this area.
Beat that nigga over the head. Patron.
Yes.
Top of your right ear?
Yes.
Were you able to brace yourself or block it?
Yes, I seen it coming, so I braced myself.
Did you block it or no?
I blocked most of it, but I did get hit though.
What happened when you got hit?
That hoe tried to take you out, nigga. She tried to kill you. That's attempted murder. That's attempted murder. She tried to hit you over the head with a fucking Patron bottle, bro.
Yes, DJ was like, all right, Dominique, like you went way too far. So she eventually goes back to her car.
And you know what the worst part about this whole situation is that this is just one of many times that I'm sure that this type of stuff didn't play it out and happen. This is what happens when you trauma bond.
What?
Like you went way too far. Like just leave. I'm telling you, Dominique, leave.
Okay.
Shout out to
Was
Roxy.
DJ getting upset?
Yes, he was upset.
You know if DJ ever got hit while he was in the middle of you two?
I can't tell you that. I don't know.
Did you get hit numerous times that night?
Yes.
Did you ever hit Dominique at all?
No, not one time.
Try to restrain her from stopping to hit you?
Yes, most definitely.
And was your car window broken at that point?
No.
So your phone, your PlayStation, anything else broken that you remember?
No, that was only two things.
Your heart, probably.
Yes.
And was this pretty much the breakup?
No, his heart wasn't broken. Man, listen. We so used to this is one of the things I'm going to talk about. We're so used to the dysfunction with women, black women specifically. Yo, men are so used to the dysfunction that this is just normal. This is not even anything out. When we hear this type of stuff, we laugh at it. That's how you know that we're used to it. We're used to and we're desensitized to the idea of what assault really is. Things have gotten so ass backwards to where it's normal for a woman to call a man out of his name, verbally assaulting, physically assaulting, and then we've subjected ourselves to it for so long that people tell us that we should just hold her and shake her. This is insane. Reading super chat.
Yes.
Think that was the end of it?
Yes, I thought it was the end of it.
Before Dominique left, did she ever make any threats to you and out loud?
Yes, she pretty much was saying, "I'm gonna have my brother them to come over here and fuck you up and kill you."
Yep, that's what
that
she
was
said.
Just the gist of what she was saying.
You ever talked like that before?
That is it. Listen, this man has not told one lie. He has not told one lie. I'm gonna have my brothers come over here and fuck you up. And instead of the brothers, they simps too. The brothers are simps too. So the brothers is gonna pull up on this nigga. They simps too. Instead of them holding her accountable, hey, what the fuck you done got yourself into? What you over there doing? You broke his PlayStation? Nah, sit your ass down. Instead of the brothers, they simping. They used to be in simps, probably was raised by a single mother. Now they gotta go and pull up on this nigga 4D. Dumb motherfuckers, bro.
No.
F you up and kill you.
No, she never talked like that before.
Oh, but this night, before she left, she said that?
Yes.
How many times, do you remember?
Numerous times.
Did you take it serious?
No, not at all.
You wish you did.
Yes.
Any reason why you didn't call the police on her?
Just I love her.
We normal because because we're used to it. We're used to the trauma, getting hit in the head with a fucking Patron bottle, chicks picking up the first thing that they can throw at you and then tearing your phone up, destroying your video game. That's how I know that this is the Black Woman Starter Kit. We're used to this. This is not anything new. What he's experiencing is what black men all over America, it's a black man right now, probably 3. You know how they say every hour one person gets domestically assaulted or something like that? There is a man right now that is getting his video game broken. It's a man right now that is getting his game broken and his phone thrown. Right this minute, he probably somewhere over in Brickell. And then he's going to turn into a super incel, and then y'all going to be pissed at him and say, who hurt you? You did. Reading super chat shortly. Shout out to Blaze.
I don't think it was that serious to call the police. I just felt like she was just upset and emotional. So I just felt like it wasn't no need to call the police.
You didn't want to get her in trouble?
No.
Trying to save these hoes from themselves.
You never paid for your broken items or anything like that, right?
No.
Nope. She ain't got no money.
So did you figure that was the last time you were going to see her?
Correct.
Did she drive away?
Yeah, she drove away to my knowledge.
We're going to have a hell of a Wednesday night tonight. After I go and get my root canal and I let myself heal and I take a little nappy nap, oh, we going to cook tonight on the Anton Daniels channel. We going to cook tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on the Anton Daniels channel. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to be heartbreaking, and some tables being moved around based off of what it is that we're going to cook up tonight, because we're going to deal with this drama. We're going to deal with what it is that we've normalized in our community as love. That's not love. That's called assault. We're going to deal with it tonight. Let me go ahead and read some of these super chats and see what y'all talking about. Shout out to Tech Geek. Tech Geek says, hold on, let me move this out your way. Create black jobs, which creates black income, and crime will decrease. Biden 1970s Clinton crime strategy won't work either. Reminder, Biden's Clinton crime bill gave money to states in exchange for prisoners. No, I don't think it's enough to just create jobs. Unemployment is at the lowest that it's ever been in history. That's just a fact. Unemployment has been the lowest that it's been since before Trump got into office, right? When Trump got into office, he had the lowest historic black unemployment. Biden is continuing to capitalize off of that, to his credit, even though inflation is fucked up. Just because you give people more money doesn't mean that it changes anything. What it does is it enables them to do more of what they already are. You got to actually establish cultural norms that allow for people to be successful. I'll give you an example. Atlanta, Houston, black people went down there, and it's not abnormal to see black wealth. But that's why you see Young Thug in jail, because he then utilizes wealth in order to empower other people to crash out. I'm telling you, it's not enough to just give people money. Y'all think that that's the answer, but money alone is not the answer. It's not. Aaron says, how she worried about him being faithful and she already was married? And then you're going to have black women say, but she was legally separated. Don't get me started. We're going to cook up tonight on Wednesday. Sir James Brown says, I was at the WWDC and tried the Apple Vision Pro for 60 minutes, and it's unreal. There is nothing like it. Wow. The quality of headset is a Rolls Royce, a lot of technology. I just ordered the maxed out new Mac Pro. Shout out to Sir James Brown. It's funny because I got people in my network that's in the Patreon. Shout out to all of my bag chasers and my Patreon members. I got people that's in the Patreon. Damn, I don't know how much I can say. I was already aware of a lot what was going on, right? Because they've been working on this and testing this for a very, very long time. So I'm not going to say anything else. All I can say is the first thing that they said to me after I did the show and a review of what was coming and how it was going to disrupt everything that was happening in society, including TVs and how it is that we interact with each other and the different companies that you need to be paying attention to as far as who you divesting from and then who you're investing is. They said, Anton, you are spot on. Anton, you are spot on. I can't show y'all everything. Hold on. No, I like to show the receipts, but I don't want to. I got to make sure I don't get my people in a problem. Hey, I can't do it. Here, I'll try to. Damn, how can I? Here, I can just screenshot it. And then I'll just show this part. Spot on. Spot on. I'm telling you, when it comes to investing, when it comes to looking at everything from a business perspective, when it comes to investing and when it comes to looking at things, y'all looking at it just based off of the technology or whether or not I'm going to be able to go and pull some holes with it or can I jack off with it. Y'all don't really understand what's coming. When I make decisions or when I make my calls or when I say, hey, you should invest in this or you need to look at these things when you're looking to make an investment decision, I don't miss, man. I do not miss. I do not miss. That's all I can say. I'm never going to show y'all. I can't go any further than that. So shout out to all of the bag chasers. Shout out to everybody that's in the Discord, because we not just the people that look at the videos. We actually work together. We meet each other in real life. If you're not a Patreon member, make sure you tap in. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Let me read some more of these super chats. Shout out to Sir James Brown. I appreciate you. Spacer says, you got to get yourself a woman. Jake Fever is in the building, says this guy probably had illegal guns, weed, or some other stuff that she knew about. And that's why he didn't tell the homie to call the police or to get her out of there. Maybe. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. It's a strong possibility that it could have happened. Wyatt says, any woman getting a BBL at 23 years old is a red flag. Aaron says, in high school, I saw a chick about 5'5" fighting a dude 6 foot and straight up ate all his punches to the face and knocked him out. I don't underestimate anyone. Yeah, these women gonna get y'all in trouble, bro. Blaze Skywalker with the 20 ball said I would have DDT'd her right there on the tile. Fucked her whole spine up. Fucked her whole spine up. That's what I would have did. Shout out to Blaze. I appreciate you for the 20 ball. Says all this for a chick who looked like Miss. Y'all are wild. Aaron is wild. Timeout says he wrong for that. He dissed her on the way out. I can see why she sent them guys over. She was mad, man. Listen, man. Listen. You can't tear up my PlayStation, throw my phone, and then think I ain't going to tell you that the other chick look better than you and she get better head. Rickster says, fellas, never compare your woman to another woman. You're asking for a death sentence. See? Most guys understand it. Razik with the 5 ball says, here's some undefeated game. Listen up. Women tell the truth in their actions, but they lie when they open their mouth. I 100% agree with it. I 100% agree with you. 100%, Razik. Aaron says she really got mad, but because she just got a BBL before the argument, and he still said the other chick got a better body than Shout out to Carrie Spencer. If y'all want to see what Carrie is rocking out with, and Carrie is a very, very, very beautiful, awesome person that has really great insight and information that she be giving. She's actually on a Monday night show last week with Q. Shout out to Carrie. Says, just saying good morning, Anton, Rita, and everyone. I love you, Carrie. Thank you, Carrie, for rocking out with me. Blaze says, the brothers were proxy pit bulls for their lying sister. Y'all got to stop trying to say these chicks. Shout out to Blaze. I appreciate you. My dog Ash says BFF Obsidian. Black woman starter kit, Anton Daniels. Shout out to Ash. I appreciate you. T-Dub says, how does she morally throw away her brother's life and risk them all going to jail because she's angry and lying? She didn't care about her bros or him. They don't. They only care about themselves. And we're going to get into it on a Wednesday night show. Make sure that y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. I want y'all to also make sure that you guys tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. All right, so let's go on. My dog, Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock said that he was going to hold Jamil Hill accountable. I want to show this to you guys, and then I'm going to get into another video after that because we got a full show available for you guys. I want to share with you guys what Jason Whitlock's perspective was on Jamil Hill, all right? Again, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for all of the super chats. I appreciate you. Let's continue the show and get into it.
No, I'm not going to let you into that.
Come on, she was fairly successful. Fairly.
Steve, I want to get to a topic I think you have some interest in.
And shout out to Steve. I heard Steve gave me a shout out saying that I was one of the leaders, the great content creators that he loves to rock out with. I appreciate you. And shout out to Jason Whitlock also, pulling up on a show and showing some love. Shout out to all of the great content creators. I appreciate you guys.
I know you're upset by this. Spotify has declined to renew Jamel Hill's podcast deal. Unbothered. It's not going to be returning to Spotify. Are you bothered by this?
So let me stop right there, right? The beautiful thing about content creation is that it doesn't matter about how you feel. So a lot of times we get caught up and we talk about how we need everybody to justify how we feel. That is a plague within the communities. It's not even just the black community, but it's poor people too, right? And what happens is the numbers don't lie. So I'll give you an example. In the beginning of the show yesterday, I said, I don't really give a fuck about the competition because there's nothing that they can do about it. They're not going to outperform me. They're not going to outwork me. They're not going to make more money than me. They're not going to have better numbers than me. I'm going up to the moon, right? I got a greater network. I'm just better than you, right? I don't give a fuck about the competition. If it's anybody that's ahead of me, I'm going to chase you down and I'm going to catch you. If it's anybody that's behind me, I'm going to make sure I keep my foot on your neck, right? And here's the beautiful thing about it. I looked at some of the responses that people were sending me in my Instagram and stuff like that, and people were mad. Oh, Anton, I thought you said it wasn't no beef. It ain't no beef. Beef is real life. I'm talking about competition when it comes to the numbers and producing on a regular basis. And here's the reality. Here's the reality. The numbers don't lie. The watch hours don't lie. Listen, I told y'all over the weekend on Fight Club, I said, listen, and we're going to get to this Jamil Hill thing, and it's the reason why I'm breaking this down for y'all. I said, look, somebody's Sunday show is so fucking trash that they can't even get 150 people in there to watch it consistently at any time. That's a fact. That's not me talking. It ain't no beef. It ain't nothing. It's just competition when it comes to content creation. This is the lane that we in. I said, watch what Q do. Q on Monday was shitting on what was happening on Thursdays. Better content, prettier people, men that actually stand on their square, women that move a certain type of way. Q alone is fucking better than the entire thing of what they doing over there. So then people gonna send me a DM and say, and get butthurt. How you gonna get butthurt? The numbers is telling the truth. What the fuck you gonna do about it? If anything, get your big man energy up and then fucking compete. Because just because you feel it don't mean that we gotta acknowledge it. Right? This ain't no talking about people personal in real life. This ain't talking about somebody's kids or something like that. We talking about content creation. And similar to what's happening in Jamil Hill, listen, they gave a lot of these deals out to these people just because they was associated with a certain person, or they were associated with a certain network, or with ESPN, or their former background, or they know a bunch of people in the industry. But when it comes to your time to be able to produce and actually put out good content, so Spotify said, no, not interested. We're going to stick with Joe Rogan. We're not going to give you no whole bunch of money. We're going to refuse to do it. And so this is the thing that Jason Whitlock is pointing out. Enough of running in the Victim Olympics. If you that good, then show it. If you that good, that's why I can't say anything negative about Fresh and Fit. I can't say, because even though I don't necessarily care for the content because I am not their target demographic, the reality is that they're better than a lot of people and their numbers regularly show it. It's just a fact. I'm never going to hate on a person that's doing numbers. When you good, you just good. Now, some people didn't recognize how great Q was. I was, because I'm able to spot it. And so I don't let my feelings determine what it is that I see from a good person as far as their ability to be able to compete. So when other people was gawking and sucking the titties, and I'm speaking figuratively, when they jocking other people because they friends with them and all of this other type of shit, I'm like, man, y'all fucking out of y'all mind. Q the only person on this bitch that can produce. She the smartest person. She the best looking one. She actually is more loyal and she about that life. And so now I said, Q, you mine's forever. I'm just telling you the truth. I said, Q, you mine's forever. And you know what she responded and she said? I am yours forever. I said, I'm never letting you go. I'm never letting you go. I told her, I said, I'm never letting you go. And she said, never. Loyalty, boy. You don't know nothing about this life. I'm never letting you go. I'm never letting you go. I'm never letting you escape. Never. If you don't like what she's doing, then compete against her. Now, don't listen. I'm out of the question. I'm 100% out of the question. You gonna have to go through her to even get to me. These niggas can't even fuck with Q. How they gonna fuck with me? You know what I'm saying?
Is it Spotify or not a fi? Because they weren't bothered to go on with this. I got to tell you about Jamel Hill. I got to tell you about old Jay Hill. Jay Hill would be like if Nathaniel Hackett, especially when it comes to her TV, because she was a fairly successful writer. But
No, I'm
yes,
not going to let you into that.
Come on, she was fairly successful. Fairly.
Steve.
What?
Steve.
What?
If you and I got an argument about liquor stores in black neighborhoods or cleaners in black neighborhoods, I would defer to you.
I would be the guy. I would be the guy.
Yeah,
yes,
I would defer to you. When it comes to sports writing, you should defer to me. Continue.
Okay, and I just want to add this. Hey, put down that orange juice. Okay, anyway, so here's the thing.
Yo, shout out to Jason Whitlock. He be calling it like it is. Steve is over there trying to be amicable because he's a nice guy. Jason is like, listen, I ain't trying to hear none of that. It was whack. It was whack. And a lot of women content creators are whack. Let's just be honest.
So as a television personality.
Hey, y'all send me that Zion Williamson story. I want to see that. Just email it to me, AntonDaniels413@gmail.com.
It would be like Nathaniel Hackett after last year getting another 3 or 4 NFL head coaching jobs. So that brings to mind, she's like Paul Hackett. Remember Paul Hackett used to ruin all these programs because he was the quarterback coach for Joe Montana. A real difficult job there, right? I get to hide behind Bill Walsh, and I had a guy, number 16 was pretty good, and he ended up getting like the big-time Chiefs job. He ran Pitt, head coach at USC. It is amazing. Jamel Hill should be the new Webster's or Urban Dictionary for failing upward. I mean, you just look at the opportunities that she's been given at ESPN, and they tried to do that really interesting version of SportsCenter. That failed. That was an absolute flop. And now she's trying to play a game of semantics where she says, I really wasn't fired and there's stuff going on. Look, at the end of the day, when she absolutely dared Spotify to give me or someone else a $100 million deal like Joe Rogan, Spotify said, double dare, you're out of here. So,
and that's the truth, because listen, women, especially black women, they are the queens of failing upward. They are the queens of the Victim Olympics. They are usually the ones that leverage their double minority privilege, if you want to call it that, in order to justify and steal money. They steal money, they steal opportunities, and it doesn't matter whether they produce or not, right? Nobody watches ESPN, or nobody watched ESPN for Jamil Hill. You will never, ever catch me listening to a Spotify episode of Jamil Hill. I don't want to hear Molly. I don't want to hear Jamil. I don't want to hear Malika. I don't want to hear any of them. We don't tune into those programs for them. Yet they still exist in men's spaces. They still fail upward, and they're still leveraging the idea that they are women and they are black, and so they need to be exalted and heralded as though the numbers don't matter. No, the numbers do matter. And so when you start to look at it, are they really producing, or are they really just existing and standing on the mountaintops that the men built for them? And so that's what I see being communicated right here.
She got what she asked for.
Yeah, she is the female version of Bomani Jones. She keeps failing upwards. I'm just sorry. I followed her sports writing career the whole night. She's never had a real accomplishment.
Shout out to Jason Whitlock for just calling it like it is. Jason Whitlock, in his calm tone and demeanor, said, shout out to Messy Mathematician, I love you. I'm about to go over to the dentist right after I get done with this show. He said, listen, at the end of the day, I've been following her and I've been paying attention to her, and she's less than stellar. She's failing upward. I've never heard anybody put it that way, but women often at times, especially ones that we herald the most, fail upward. I don't think that they really adding any value into the space. And you can see that as a result of what happened when Spotify said, listen, I'm not giving you no $100 million. Why would Spotify give Jamil Hill $100 million? That would be crazy.
Always been given opportunities and promotions based on what she might do once they put her in this position. And she wasn't qualified to be a sports columnist. She was an average one in Orlando, and then got there's a black woman writing a column in Orlando. Let's give her a job at ESPN. Average columnist at ESPN. Her and
Ooh-wee.